Someone would take a massive dump and just clog up the toilet. Day passes, 2 days pass. Every
2
time.
days? It wasn't in the toilet, it was in the shower cubicle.
And they're there to keep each other happy.
Hi, I'm Wilson, I'm 16.
Hi, I'm Jason, I'm 43.
Hi, I'm Angus, I'm 24 this year.
I've never studied in Hong Kong. Actually, I lie. I studied in Hong Kong when I was 1.5, 2, for about half a year.
No,
I have memories of sleeping in class, and then my grandma picking me up and said, "It's time to go home now, wake up, wake up." I'm glad I studied in the UK because I think it's, in comparison, more relaxed. There's more space for hockey, rugby. I can only guess. It's less pressure because everyone wants to get into Oxford and Cambridge, but there isn't pressure from everyone. You know, you have a little pressure from mum and dad, for sure. Maybe peer pressure. But in Hong Kong, it's like pressures from everywhere.
I prefer a bit more relaxed and a bit more space. I think it worked better in that, and the UK has given me a really good environment for me to work in that space. My housemaster was my DT teacher, and because he lives really close to school, that's why he could stay really late. And once I stayed up until 11 PM to finish a project with him, which he doesn't look quite too happy, but he still stayed and helped, which in Hong Kong, a teacher wouldn't stay up until 11 PM to help you, wouldn't they?
I don't think so. Unless it was outside tuition, we'd be counting the hours. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That'd be $600.
Whoa.
Ching. I don't think there was a single student in my year that had tuition after school back to Hong Kong. Like, I'm pretty sure a large percentage of students in every year group will have some sort of after school tuition. Sports in particular, music and art, performance arts and all that stuff. If you're good at one of those things, they really make it recognized. If it's like a big achievement, they'll even say it during like the school assembly.
Yeah, I remember being really crap at art. I'm not very good at drawing, I'm very attention to detail. So you manage to find confidence in all aspects of education. It's not just about, oh, I need A's for everything. Having a nice selection of subjects and things to keep you interested, I think that's what it means to be well-rounded. And English education, I think it's pretty good.
I've been an exchange student in Denmark for about 2 weeks, and people were very happy there. In weekends, we would usually just go out and chill, like tan, for example. But you wouldn't really tan much in Hong Kong, would you? Would you not like strip half naked and just lie outside Cafe de Coral and just do that, right? There is an invisible hook that drags the whole of you into the more positive side of things, which I think Hong Kong doesn't have as much.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying, because things can be laid back, which gives you space and time to breathe and to digest what it is you want.
In Hong Kong, it's more results oriented, where as long as you get the result, it doesn't matter if you had to, really stress yourself out, whatever, no one cares. It's also about achieving the results in a more healthy or happier way.
I had a friend whose mother was a teacher, I think, and she used to tell him before going into exams to enjoy the exams. And in my mind I was like, what? Now how can you enjoy an exam? But like you guys say, it's part of the process. You've studied, you go in there and just give it your all, and the rest you can't really worry too much about. So,
Do you teach in Hong Kong?
no, in England.
Explains why.
There's not enough enjoying what you're doing in Hong Kong. You only see that thing at the end, and it's quite tiring.
Just the fact that you can meet so many different types of people. I'm not even much of a social person myself, but it just gives you like a whole new perspective to your life, really. Different people's cultures, mixing with them, and then teaching each other your swear words in your own language. Suka, bliet.
Puta madre!
Language.
There was very, very little, hatred, because everyone's in the same situation where you're away from home, you're there to keep each other happy.
And they're there to keep each other happy.
Kind of like an extended, like a really long camp.
I have something to say against you saying there's no hatred, because there is hatred. There used to be a big group of Chinese people and a big group of Spanish-speaking people, which has Mexicans and Spanish, and they're very loud. And us, like Chinese people, Mandarin speaking, Cantonese speaking people.
Were you loud?
Compared to them, no.
Were you louder than the English?
No. No. And after lights out, they would usually come out and scream like "Puta madre!" or like in their corridor or do what they want. And they would just
It's
be
a
really
daft though.
loud.
Why would they speak and swear in their own language and let everyone know we're being crazy? It's like saying, "Hey, it's Jason, I'm being an idiot!"
It's more of like a culture thing. They're not mature compared to us.
Okay.
They're loud, they're mature, but maybe it's just culture. We're not. I don't hate them, but
And it's called passionate.
they're passionate, really.
Love
they're
of
really
life.
loud and like, yeah, and especially watching football, they're like,
Don't hit me, man.
go!
There's definitely negative things that happen. Maybe I'm just being too nostalgic, but you know, it's kind of just like what Wilson said, like a extended family.
And they're there to keep each other happy. That's what you said. I've never boarded, as I said, but there's one thing I'm not sure I could deal with at, let's say, 13, 14 years of age, is sharing toilets and showers with everyone. You see in those comedies where the guy is desperately wanting to go home to take a dump. To have to share a toilet with 100 teenagers who are all filthy and just dirty, it'd do my head in.
Yeah, it's not quite like 100 because every year group would have their own like shared toilet. I remember quite a few times where someone would take a massive dump and just clog up the toilet. If you clog the toilet and then you get someone to sort it out, then it's not too bad. But the problem is, a few hours pass, a day passes, 2 days pass, and
2 days? What? You serious?
and the toilet is still clogged. So every
2
time,
days?
Every time you walk in, you just smell the smell. So
What? The dump is left in the toilet for 2
yeah,
days?
Yeah, that'd be pretty common.
That's disgusting.
This one time where there was two really suspicious poop-looking dirt that doesn't smell but looks like a piece of shit, basically. It wasn't in the toilet, it was in the shower cubicle. How did it get there? Nobody knew. So everyone just walked past it and like, haha, there was a piece of shit in the shower, and like, haha, and like they would take a picture and put it on Instagram or stories or whatever.
If you poo in the shower, like wash it into the drain.
Oh god.
Oh, no.
It's disgusting. 2 days.
We have this email policy in school. For say I want to go to Brighton for the weekend, right? And I have to ask for special permission because I'm going out really early and coming back really late. That's why I have to ask permission from my housemaster. It takes around 3 days to send it back and forth.
When you get off the plane, you have to make sure you're quick, because the slower you are, further back in line you're gonna be when waiting to go through immigration. The immigration officers there are just way too slow. They just take their own sweet time. There can be a whole super long line of people waiting, and they'll just be taking their time. They'll be chatting with their colleagues, having to go through the whole line, and it just takes way too long.
I used to think of England as a place where people hold the door for you. Good morning. All that kind of, they're very polite. But the flip side of the coin is they're very, very slow. In Hong Kong, we always see those pictures of the lift button, the open and close button, and the close button's always messed up because everyone's poking, close the lift, close the lift. Everyone's really rushed. In England everyone's relaxed, chill back, you open the door, after you, thank you very much. I went to buy a pair of jeans at some outlet on the motorway to see my gran, and you know, I wasn't even very rushed. I'd come back to Hong Kong for about 3 years, so I picked up the pace of life in Hong Kong, so you know, a bit rushed. I paid for the jeans, and then the girl who was folding my jeans, it was literally like this. Jeans.
It's like slow motion.
Yes, I was watching those jeans and thinking, oh my god. And then I snatched the jeans and said, it's okay, I don't need a bag. But then as I took the jeans, I thought, it's so impolite and it's so impatient.
I would say I like boarding. We share a lot of moments together. We go to town, or we have noodles at night, which is sort
So
of
Chinese,
like
man.
illegal because we're not allowed to have kettles in our rooms. but-
Illegal noodles, that sounds dodgy.
Yeah, and sometimes
Yeah,
like the teachers come and like they check around and they take away our kettles and take away our noodles, and my parents sometimes ask me, what do you like the most about the UK? UK and like boarding schools in general, you can't really say anything because it's the small things that count. It's the memories that makes it so magical and so nice.
Magical. It's a bit much, man. It's like Disney. The Disney castle is just like bling. I love it.
I remember this one time really clearly where my roommate was also from Hong Kong, and we lived in this weird room that was really nice because it had like a S-shaped corridor. You can't look in and see what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
If we just couldn't be bothered to go to supper, we would just like cook up some rice and like put in some like canned pork. We were almost finished, and then we just heard like someone open the door, come in. So we were like shit, and then we just like hid all our stuff. But obviously, like the problem was there's like a huge like stench. Housemaster was like, "What's that smell?" Like you can't avoid the smell; it's there. And my roommate, like 200 IQ, he goes in the bin and picks up like the empty can of canned pork in like a Chinese accent. He's like, "It's the canned pork." So hard not to laugh, because if I laughed, it would blow it. So
Why did that have to be in a Chinese accent though?
No, like
It's the camel!
it wasn't my choice.
Smell bad!
It wasn't my choice. Like he had at that time, he had like.
Oh, okay. It's the camel!